So, why do you need a design lab? You need a design lab because we need a design lab. The African American community needs a design lab. We need a way to engage our community in economic development, true economic development. No one is engaging the African American community in economic development. If they were, we would see black companies. We would be working for these black companies. We would know of someone who was working for these black companies. But here we are, socially and economically marginalized. And our black companies find it hard for them to actually grow into companies. So we need to engage our people in economic development. And the Design Lab is the perfect system to do this. It is the perfect system to engage our community in economic development, designing their business in a future market all at the same time. And a market is the thing that is missing. A market is the thing that we need. A market is the reason why these black businesses are not growing into future companies. So we need to engage our people in true economic development. We need to establish fertile ground, and we establish fertile ground every time that we come together to design a market. Once we design a market, once we declare a market, we reset the market. And now that opportunity becomes ours. That is the science of designing a market. So the design tree is the answer. That design tree is the answer to our social economic problem. And we need to use these tools to engage our people in their economic development because no one is doing it. In addition to this being something that we need, obviously, in our communities to help us to escape poverty, that the Design Lab should be a great source of revenue for your religious community. I estimate that these design labs should bring in $100,000 to $250,000 annually. How? These design labs are going to attract entrepreneurs because it is a place where we can go to work on our business, to develop and grow. And so they get all the support from all of the people around you. And entrepreneurs need support because entrepreneurship is very difficult. And if you are doing your job as a spiritual leader, you are giving a spiritual message and an economic message that is reaffirming their attempt on their journey of business and entrepreneurship. And you have to do that. We have to do that in order to have true economic development because we're not going to get there unless there's a spiritual message that's accompanying us. So we need you to lead us in these spiritual messaging to attract people to these design labs at your institution so we can engage them in all of these different collaborative design thinking tools that the design tree offers. And then not only that, not only is this a place where it's going to be this collaborative space in which they could get the help that they need, but every time we work towards developing one business, every time that we work towards developing a business, we are also working to develop our future market together. So every progress that we make individually, we can see that progress on a communal level because we're not just designing our business, we're designing a future market as well. So this is one of the reasons why people are going to join your design lab. And most importantly, the reason why people are going to join your design lab, because you're going to say the magic words. What are the magic words? The magic words are free vending. You're going to offer free vending. And this is going to be the perfect incentive to engage your community in designing, creating, organizing as many events that is going to accelerate your market growth. And this, instead of businesses paying you vending fees, they're just going to pay you a membership. And then that group, that business network, that business community is going to plan all they want, is going to organize all they want, all the events that they want to accelerate their businesses, which is in turn going to accelerate the market that you all designed together. And this is going to help everybody sell. And this is going to be worth the price of a membership because they're getting all the tools in order to develop and grow. They get the collaborative environment in which they get all of the support. They get you and your spiritual messaging and your spiritual teachings, reminding them to have faith, reminding them to have patience, reminding them to keep working hard, reminding them to keep striving, to remind them of all the stories, all the prophets, and all of the struggle and how this is what life is. But it's a part of a beautiful journey in which you triumph in the end, as long as our intentions are right and we're trying our best to do the right right thing, we will triumph, we will succeed. We need you to give those messages, and all of that is going to attract, to create this dynamic in which people are going to love to be a part of these design labs. So these design labs will be the thing to help us to escape the poverty industry that we've been put in, the nonprofit industrial complex, the system of non-economic development. These design labs will be the catalyst to help us to break out of that. And not only will it help us to lead our community into social and economic prosperity, but we'll be able to take this message all around the world and lead other people out of poverty as well.